This segment is sponsored by Ohio ENT and Allergy Physicians.
So even though cold and flu season is on its way out, you don't get much of a break from the sniffles because seasonal allergies are here.
True, and according to the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, spring allergies begin in February and they last until the early summer with tree and grass pollination. I got a chance to visit a place that can help lessen those spring allergies for you. Take a look. Well, we wait long enough for spring around here, don't we? But then when it comes, oh, here come spring allergies too. With me today at Ohio ENT and Allergy Physicians is Dr. Roger Friedman.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
I don't want to see you as a patient, though. This is your busy season.
It is our very busy season. It certainly is.
Can you explain spring allergies and how they're different?
Sure. Spring allergies, of course, this is the start of the allergy season, and it usually starts in March, right around Easter time. And the spring pollen that causes all the problems for people initially are tree pollens. You can see the beautiful trees out right now. They're starting to bud and bloom. And tree and spring season is a little bit worse and different in that it affects the eyes a great deal. And the reason is, it's fascinating. The tree pollen is very big and very heavy. And so it lands on the eyes a great deal. And it causes itchy eyes, runny eyes, scratchy eyes, and then it also causes runny nose, sneezy nose, and coughing.
And people are miserable.
They are terribly miserable, and it's so disappointing. They've waited all year to finally get this beautiful weather, and now they go outside and they get all these symptoms. And fortunately, we've got some things we can do, but it is disappointing for them.
Okay, so you brought it up. What do people do? How can we give them relief?
So there's about 3 or 4 things we can do. Number one is having the knowledge that the pollens happen early in the morning and late in the evening time, late in the afternoon around dusk. So if you can avoid going out early in the morning, if you can avoid going out late in the afternoon, that can be helpful. The second simple thing to do is that when you do go out, if you get pollen on you, which you will, that's the time to take a shower. The third very interesting thing is, although it's disappointing, but to keep your windows closed. We all want our windows open. It's finally nice out, but to try to keep your windows closed can make a big difference. If you have a pet, if the pet goes out during the day, make sure you bathe the pet, because the pet will bring in the tree pollen. And again, later on in spring, we're going to have grass pollen. That's going to be in May and June. And again, keeping the pollen out of the house can make a major difference for the first step.
Without living in a bubble, is that reality?
No.
Okay.
No, it's things you can try, and they can be helpful. But the reality is that people want to be outside.
Yeah.
So we can try medications. Oral medications like antihistamines, nasal medications like nasal corticosteroids can be very effective. If those fail, we have prescription medications that are combinations of a nasal antihistamine and a nasal steroid, one called Dymista, that can be very effective. When those fail, that's when allergy shots can be incredibly effective. The good news is they work very well. The bad news is they may take a long time to work, so they won't be effective this year, but they'll be much more effective next year.
So it's a cumulative thing.
It's a cumulative thing, and it takes time to really work.
So I know I have allergies, right? We've determined I'm inside all the time. So I come here, and what exactly happens to a patient?
What we're going to do is evaluate you and try to find out exactly what you might be allergic to. Most likely we'll do allergy skin testing, and that's very specific, very sensitive, very accurate to tell us what you're allergic to. Once we know what you're allergic to, we can figure out how to treat you, whether it's avoidance or medicines or allergy shots. All of those are important ways that we can treat a person once we know what you're sensitive to.
And is that the scratch test they
That's
talked about?
typically the scratch test, and again, it doesn't really involve needles on the back, it's just little scratches, and occasionally we may need to do some other testing.
Clearly there's a plan, there's a blueprint, and you sure need to come here first, though, to make sure that you are starting some kind of protocol that's going to give you relief.
That's our best. And the other thing that's important to note is that allergies can be more serious even than just runny nose and sneezing. They can lead to asthma, they lead to chronic sinus disease and chronic sinusitis. That's why we have our ENT doctors to help treat the patients too. And the other thing they do is they lead to what we call malaise and lassitude. 2 fancy doctor words that mean tiredness. And one of the reasons people get tired in the spring and summer is because of their allergies. And if we treat them better, we can make them just feel so much better.
I love it. There's a plan. You have to come to Ohio ENT and Allergy Physicians, Dr. Friedman and company. We'd be happy to give you some spring relief this year. I think you've got it under wraps.
Thank you.